Hi, I'm Brendon. In today's class, we're focusing on shoulder mobility and core strength. You will need a yoga block for this class, so go grab your block and let's meet on the mat. Come to hands and knees to begin, planting your wrists under your shoulders, knees underneath the hips, fingers spread out wide, and let's just move through a few cat-cows. So with your next inhale, lift your chest and tailbone, arch your back. Exhale as you round your spine, press the floor away. A few more times like that. Inhale, lift the chest, pull your shoulder blades toward each other. Exhale, round, tuck your chin and start pulling your belly in, activating the core. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. One more time. Arch and round. Let's bring it back to neutral now. Extend your right leg back. At first, keeping your heel in line with your hips. Zip your low belly in and up. Then plant your right toes at the back of the mat. Press your heel back. Enjoy a little calf stretch. Then come to the inner edge of your right foot, side plank. You can swivel the left shin back behind you like a little kickstand, and then reach right arm up. Let's take some circles with this right arm. Trying to find the widest range of motion that's available in your right shoulder today. And then take a few in the other direction. Notice what's happening in your left hand. Keep pressing into your left index finger and thumb. Reach right arm overhead. Take a nice side body stretch. And then exhale, come back to all fours. Moving into serratus push-ups now, or scapular shrugs. You'll keep your core nice and strong and engaged. Just moving your shoulders, squeeze them together. On an exhale, press them away. Inhale, shoulder blades together. Exhale, press away. Let's do 3 more like that. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, press. Last 2. Pull your belly in. Last 1. And back to neutral. Inhale, extend the left leg back, keeping your foot in line with your hips at first. Zip the belly in. Then plant your left toes, press your heel back. Take that calf stretch. Transitioning to side plank on your inhale. Come to the inner edge of your left foot, swivel the right shin behind you, reach the left arm up. And then circle your left arm. Again, trying to find the widest range of motion that you can. And just notice if that's different on this arm than it was on the first one. Switch directions. Right hand is still pressing the floor away, especially with index finger and thumb. Reach your left arm overhead, find length in your left side. And then exhale, come back to all fours. We're taking 5 more of those scapular shrugs. So core strong. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, press them away. Try to keep your arms straight. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, press, trying to round across your upper back. 3 more. And last one. Curl your toes under, sit your hips back, not going to down dog just yet. Taking another moment to stretch the calves, the back of the ankles, maybe the bottoms of your feet. Then lower your forearms to the mat. Start lifting your hips up toward dolphin pose, but you can keep your knees as bent as you need to, since we are still getting warmed up. Think about pressing chest towards your thighs. And just notice what you feel in your shoulders. Gently set your knees back down. Come up onto the hands. Take a deep breath in, lift your chest, arch your back. And breath out, round, press the floor away. Back to neutral with your inhale. And then grab your block for this next one, and you'll place it between your hands. I like to make an L shape with my index fingers and thumbs and place the block right there between the L's. Then lower forearms down again. Make sure hands are pressing into the block, and then lift your hips toward dolphin pose. Again, pressing chest toward thighs. Maybe knees stay bent, or they may start to straighten. Maybe only one knee straightens at a time. Try to relax your neck. And then gently lower your knees back down. Come up onto your hands. You can set your block aside for a moment. And now if those scapular shrugs were pretty easy for you, walk your hands forward. If they were challenging, stick to all fours in box position. We're doing 5 more, either in a kneeling plank or box. So inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, press. Keep zipping the belly in and up. Squeeze, press. 3 more. Straighten arms, strong belly. Last one. Good. Curl your toes under, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog, and go ahead and pedal it out. Soften your knees, look forward, and take small steps all the way to the top of your mat. Once you get there, take a seat, maybe pausing for a moment in a deep chair, and then lower your sit bones down. Bring your legs in front of you with bent knees, palms behind the thighs. As you exhale, start leaning back with a nice straight spine. So this is a boat pose, just with feet on the floor. Press your big toes into the mat and start to draw your belly in and up. Keep your chest lifted, spine long. Press the toes down even more and notice how that fires up your belly. You could stay here, or for the next 2 breaths, lift your shins up so they come parallel to the floor. Lower your feet down now, scoop your belly in, roll down to your back. Bring your feet in a little bit closer. We're setting up for a bridge pose. Then bend your elbows so fingers point up. Press into your upper arms and your heels as you lift your hips. Lower on your inhale. On your exhale, lift your hips up. Again, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Twice more, lower. And lift, pressing into the upper arms, rooting down through the heels. Last one. Good. Lower your hips down. You can relax your arms for a moment and just sway your knees side to side a few times. Now bring your knees back to center. Take a reverse crunch, and then we're going to kind of swing the legs forward to build some momentum and bring us up into boat pose. So reverse crunch lifts you up to boat. And if you struggled with that the first time, let's try it again. Reverse crunch, swing forward, boat, lifting the chest, lengthen your spine. Good. And on this next one, we'll do a reverse crunch, but try to land on the feet and make it all the way up to chair pose. So exhale, rock back, find your feet, chair pose. Zip the belly in and up. Make sure hips are sinking down and back. Weight toward the heels. Breathe in, lift all the way up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. And now grab your block again and take it long ways between your hands. Make sure hands are pressing into the block, but try not to wrap your thumbs around it. We just want the hands pressing. Lift it up overhead and then make some halos overhead. And then let's switch directions. Bring it back to center, lift your block up, press the hands into the block, sink your hips down and back, chair pose. Notice what's happening to your core here. A lot of times our low ribs like to flare out when our arms are over our head. So if that happened for you, tuck the low ribs in so they kind of come toward your hip bones. You can relax that, bring your hands down to your heart. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Inhale, block overhead. Exhale, side bend to the right. Press your hips to the left. Back to center as you inhale. As you exhale, lean in the other direction. Back to center, breathe in and breathe out here. Back to our halos. Let's do 3 in one direction. Keep pressing your hands into the block. And then 3 in the second direction. Pay attention to your core even here, trying to keep it as stable as possible. Inhale, block overhead. Exhale, chair pose, sinking down and block. You can bring your block in front this time. Inhale, back up. 1 halo in both directions. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chair pose. Moving on this time, place the block between your thighs and hug your thighs toward each other. Arms reach up. Shift the weight back into your heels. Make sure your low ribs are tucking in, so low ribs and hip bones are pulling toward each other. Then keep sinking down lower and lower. Try to get thighs parallel to the floor. Arms can reach forward. And then as gently as possible, sit your hip bones down, find boat pose. Hands can come behind the thighs or float out next to the legs. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine a little bit more. Then lower down to your back, set up for a bridge. Bend the elbows. Exhale, lift your hips up. Keep hugging that block. And lower. Now here's that little reverse crunch to boat we did earlier. So exhale, tuck the tailbone in and lift up. Find your boat. Let's do that one more time. Reverse crunch to boat. And now this one's a little challenging, but it's kind of fun. So same as before, we just have the block between our thighs now, coming to chair pose. So take that rock back. Lots of momentum to come forward, lifting up. Inhale, stand all the way up. Maybe take a little back bend. And then bring hands to heart. You can remove the block now. Set it to the side. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, bring your hands behind you. Interlace them at your low back. Broaden your chest as you draw the shoulder blades together. And then fold forward on an exhale. Hands can stay at your low back if that's more comfortable for you. Or you could lift them up and overhead. Just take some nice deep breaths, allowing the shoulders to open. Release your bind, bring palms to shins. Inhale as you halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step or hop to plank pose. Now, 5 more serratus push-ups from full plank, kneeling plank, or box, your choice. Inhale, shoulder blades together. Exhale, pressing away. No matter where you are, core is strong and engaged. Last 3. Last 2. And 1. Lower knees down to the mat. Take them out wide. Big toes touching. Sink hips to heels for a child's pose. But for this one, bring palms together. Bend your elbows so that your thumbs come to the back of your neck. If you're not feeling much of a stretch there, think about pressing your elbows down and dragging them toward the knees. The elbows don't actually move anywhere. That's just the direction of engagement. Inhale, release that, bringing arms in front of you again. And then walk them over toward the right edge of the mat. Breathe into your left side ribs. Maybe you can walk the left fingertips a little bit farther away, getting deeper into the side body. Then walk your hands through center and over to the left. Breathe into your right side. Maybe walk your right fingertips a little bit farther, lengthening even more into your right side. Walk your hands back to center. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. And again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. When you're ready, press into your hands, walk them back in toward you. If you have time, you could take a brief Shavasana now. If not, bring your hands to heart center to close the practice. Thank you so much for practicing with me. The light in me honors and recognizes the light in you. Namaste.